Amar Rabbi Yochanan, we're on 15b. It's the second Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Mishum Rabbi ben Zimra on the page. So it must be about 12 lines down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, exactly. Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Mishum Rabbi ben Zimra. Rabbi Yochanan says in the name of Rabbi ben Zimra, Kol Mesaper Lashon Hara. Anyone that says Lashon Hara, morning. Ki'ilu kafar be'ikar. It's as if he denies God. Ikar is like the fundamental. He denies God. Shenamar, as it says in the pasuk, Asher amru, that they said, Lil sheinenu nagber, our tongue shall prevail. Sifasenu itanu. Our lips are with us. Mi adan lanu, who can rule over us. Means they put their trust in their tongue and right, instead of Hashem. V'amar Rabbi Yosi ben Zimra. Isn't that interesting? Now it drops Rabbi Yochanan. No, there's a correction on the side. V'amar Rabbi Yochanan mishum Rabbi Yosi ben Zimra. Kol ha'mesaper lashon hara negoim b'ayim alav. Anyone that speaks lashon hara, so leprosy comes on him. Shenamar, as it says, Milashni, b'seiser reyeyo. He slanders in secret his friend. Oisei atzmis, him I will cut down. Okay, so far we don't see anything. Uksiv hasam, but it also says latzmisas, forever. This is when not to sell the land forever, I believe. Umetargaminan lachalutin. When we translate lachalutin means forever. Utanan, but it was taught in the Mishnah, ein bein mitzera muskal and mitzera muchlat. There's a type of mitzera which is a mitzera muchlat, which means it's a decided mitzera. You see where we are? We're on 15b. 4 lines up from the white lines. Ella prio prima, only the letting the hair grow and the tearing tearing of the clothing. So we see that the word muchlat, which means absolute. That's a good word. Very good. So we see now a connection between Lashon Hara and Saras through the word Chaluta, because we have associated with the pasuk about Lashon Hara, we have the word Asmis, which means to cut down, and Asmis we know is translated as Chalutin in the Targum, and Chalutin is a word associated with Saras. So someone that speaks Lashon Hara gets Saras. So these were the 2 statements from Rabbi Yosi ben Zimra. The first one was a complaint against the tongue that we learned yesterday. I gave you all the protection. You have the guard, the lips and the teeth to guard from saying the wrong thing, and still you don't do that. Still you can't keep it. And today we learned that it's actually 3 statements. Today we learned the first one is someone that speaks Lashon Hara denies God, and now we learned someone that speaks Lashon Hara gets tzaras. Amar Rish Lakish. There's a simon that's brought down. Teiras Nachash Gadol. Do you have did they explain that simon? It's not in the Gemara, it's in the Shita Mikubetes. The Amar Rish Lakish. No. Go back one page. Oh, here's Rish Lakish. 22. They don't explain it here. They explain the simon. There's an addition that's added in on the side from the Shita Mekubetzes that says Teiras Nachash Gadol. That's a simon. Usually the simon is It's a list of mnemonic. It's a list of the next things. Sometimes it's based on a name. Sometimes it's based on a topic. Okay. Oh, maybe it's okay. I think I got it. Amr Reish Lakish, Maidiksiv. What's the meaning of this verse? Zaistia Teiras HaMitzayra. We have the first one. What's the meaning of this? Is the laws of the Mitzayra, and the word Mitzayra is going to be broken up into like as if it's Rashi Tevis. It's going to be Zaistia Terasi Shel Maiti Shemra. These are the laws of someone that says slander against someone else. Ve'amar Reish Lakish Maidiksiv im Yashach Hanachash. This is the second one. So the siman was Teras Nachash Gadol. Those are the three statements of Reish Lakish. If the snake bites B'lei Lachash, without being charmed, it means without any restraint. There's no advantage to the charmer. No, it's like the charmer's not doing anything. They can't stop it. La'asad lavai, in the future, miskaptis kalachayas. All the animals are going to come. They're going to come to the snake, and they're going to say the following: Ari Dairis, the lion, clawed. Good. And then it eats. We know why it clawed. It wanted to eat. The wolf.
They want to say benefit of what they do.
There's some sort of benefit.
When they're killing for their own benefit of the be able to be survived.
The wolf tears and it eats. But you, snake, mahana yeshlach. What benefit do you get from this? The snake responds, is there an advantage to the person that speaks gossip? What does he get? He doesn't get anything from it either. So that's his excuse. The snake is compared to the gossiper, that he doesn't gain anything. He's not doing it to eat. He gets nothing back. All he does is cause harm. But Reish Lakish, the third statement of Reish Lakish is Kol HaMesaper Lashon Hara Magdil Avenis Ad L'Shamayim. Someone that speaks Lashon Hara, his sins increase until the heavens. Shnemer Shasu B'Shamayim PM, places their mouth in the heavens. U'Lashonim Talach Baretz, and their tongue walks on the earth. Today we know what this means because of the internet. So all the blogs and everything, one thing leads to another. They end up. You start off with the little lashon hara, you end up who knows where. So, okay, Amar Rav Chisda Amar Marukva. You don't know where you're gonna end up. It's a web. You get entangled. Amar Rav Chisda Amar Marukva. Rav Chisda says in the name of Marukva. Because they had a son-in-law, Marukva, but this can't be him. It was Marukva Bar Chama. Okay. Kol HaMesaper Lashon Hara. Anyone that speaks Lashon Hara, Royal L'Seikle Be'evan, is worthy of being stoned with stones, to be stoned. Ksiv Hacha. But here it says, I say Atzmis. That's the pasuk that we quoted from Tehillim, Kuf Aleph, Psalms 101. Over there it says, him I will cut down. Ksiv Hasam, and over there it says, Tzamsu Babar Chaye in Eicha. They cut off my life in a pit. The Yadu Evanbi, and they threw stones at me. So here we have the word atzmis referring to, in association with stoning. So we say that someone that speaks Lashon Hara, we had the word atzmis associated with someone that speaks Lashon Hara. Now we have it with stoning. So someone that speaks Lashon Hara is worthy of being stoned. Amar Rav Chisda Amar Marukva, again. Kol HaMesaper Lashon Hara, anyone that speaks Lashon Hara, Amar Kadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem says, Einani v'hu yecholim ladar ba'olam. Me and him cannot live together in this world. Like God says, I need a different roommate. Shinemar, as it says, Milashni b'seiser reyeyu. His slanders in secret, his friend, Oysayatzmis. Him I will cut off. Gvai nayim, with raised eyes, Rechav levav, and a wide heart. Oisei layuchal, him I cannot tolerate. They used to say Gavai Naim or Chav Levov is a cross because it goes up and high and across. That was their they were to associate it with idolatry, haughtiness. So they would say it's a cross. Gavai Naim or Chav Levov. Al Tikri Oisei, when it says him I cannot tolerate. Oisei layuchal, don't read it Oisei layuchal, ele itai layuchal, but him, with him. See, the word S, the word aleph taf, has three meanings. It could mean sort of nothing in the Torah. Es hashmayim v'asaretz. The Gemara tells us it means other things, but just in translation, it's just like a pointer to the noun. To the noun in the sentence, it strengthens the hey, es hashemayim. It strengthens the definite article, or it could mean with es halikim es alef Noach, that Noach walked with God, right? It could mean with, and it also could mean from. B'tzeisi es Yerushalayim, went out from Jerusalem. I mean, from.
Isn't there one? Aleph to S is Aleph to Taf L'Rabos. Don't we say that?
So we say that whenever we have an S, Shimon Amsuni, one of the sages, said, anytime it says S, it's coming to include something. And probably the explanation is because the word S also means with. Because if you read it as Itai, then that's how Itai means with him. Itam is with them, right?
Doesn't Hashem say the same thing by Gaiva?
Look at this. Vika de masnila gasi ruach. And some say the same thing with gasi ruach. Why? Because in this one pasuk, it says lashon hara, and then it continues on gvainayim rechav levav, and then it says oisai layuchal, him I cannot tolerate. And the Gemara learns itay layuchal. So what is it going back on? It's going back on the last thing, or it's going back on the first thing, right? Amar Rav Chizda Amar Marukva, another statement from Rav Chizda. Kol hamisaper lashon hara, anyone that speaks lashon hara, Omer HaKadosh Baruch Hu l'sar shel Gehenim. Hashem says to the angel that's in charge of Gehenim, Ani alav malmayla, I'll judge him from above. V'ata alav malmata nidagenu, and you from below will judge him. So he's going to be sandwiched in between these punishments. Shenema, as it says, Chitzei gibar shenunim, the arrows of the strong man are sharp. In gachle resamim, together with coals of resamim is a broom tree. The professor would say, bring us a picture of the broom tree.
They stay the longest. Coals stay.
Oh, really? Uh-huh. Is that a special type of wood, I guess, that it's...
What's it called?
We're on 15.
Broom tree?
A broom tree. In absence of the...
We'll show us the picture in a sec.
Oh, that's what I'm going to get.
So the Gemara is trying to say, it's going to bring out that Hashem is judging from above, and he's being judged from Gehenim as well. How do we get this from this pasuk? It says, Ein chitzel lashon. The arrow is the tongue.
It says rosamwood.
Oh, I like that better.
What? Well, you know what rosamwood is?
No, but roisam is rosam. That's the...
What's that?
I don't know, but this is
Oh,
a
isn't
broom
that-
tree. It's like a desert shrub.
Oh, wow.
But look at the title, which is into
Beneath the broom tree, discovering hope. Uh-huh.
What was the next tree you need?
Rosamwood. No, because the Hebrew is roisam. So that's... I like when the things get translated, and what does it say over there? Rosamwood? Ein chitzel lashon. So the tongue is the arrow. Shneimar chitz shachat l'shainim. Their tongue is a sharpened arrow. It must be that they're not translating it. Is it in italics? You put it in italics, and they're leaving it in the Hebrew.
No, it's just a little bit.
I think they're leaving it in the Hebrew because they don't. They speak deceit. That's what it's mentioned, Aram. And okay, so now we go back. So the tongue is the arrow. That's chitzei. Gibar, ve'in gibar ala kadosh baruch hu. The strong man is Hashem. Shneimar Hashem ki gibar yatsa. Hashem goes out like a mighty man. Gachli Rasamim, and coals of rosam or broom tree. Hainu Gehenim, that's Gehenim. I guess what Chaim said, that it's the coals last very long. Maybe they give off a lot of heat. I'm sorry. Amar Rab Chama Bar Chanina. Rab Chama Bar Chanina, this is a very early source. The top of Amiroy Eretz Yisrael, the very top. He was in Eretz Yisrael, yeah. Rabbi Chanina was his father, not Rabbi Chanina ben Daisa. Rabbi Chanina Bar Chama, and then there's Rabbi Chama Bar Chanina as his son. So this is the line between Israel and... Yeah.
So,
Turn back the page. Oh, there's a few mistakes in here. This throws you off. Okay. No. No, so 1 second. You see Chama Bar Chanina here? Chama Bar Chanina? Okay, my takanasi shal masafri lashon hara. What's the solution? What's the remedy for someone that speaks lashon hara? Im talmud chacham hu yasik b'Torah. If he's a Torah sage, then he should study Torah. You see, Talmud Chacham was always translated that he's a Chacham, but in Torah, no one is considered a Chacham. You're always considered a Talmud Chacham. You're always a student. It's called the Talmud Chacham. But I heard someone use the term Talmid Chachamim. We never use that term. But a Talmud Chacham would just mean you're a student of a Chacham, or a Talmid Chachamim. But if someone is a student of Torah, so then he could study Torah. Shenemar, the pasuk says, Marpe loshen eitz chayim. A wholesome tongue is the tree of life. The Gemara is learning it. Marpe, not as wholesome, but marpe as the healing. Right? The healing of the tongue is the eitz chayim. Ve'in loshen ela loshen hara. When it says the tongue, that's referring to lashon hara. Shenemar chetz shachat l'shainim. It says that their tongue is sharp in the arrow. Ve'ein eitz ala Torah, and the tree is Torah. Shenemar eitz chayim hila machzikim ba. It's the tree of life to those that grasp onto it. So now we have this, right, and the that's the solution for someone that's a student of Torah. I'm sorry, but if he's not a student of Torah, if he's a man of the earth, then he should lower his mind, which means he should humble himself. Shenemar, the pasuk finishes over there, that pasuk in Mishlei, Mar Pilosh Netzchaim. Read to me the vowels. V'selafba, or v'salafba. V'salafba, shever beruach, right?
Self means a lie.
Tell me the...
I mean a selfie.
Salafa is in the diversion of it. In the diversion of it, shever beruach is the broken of spirit. So it was really the pasuk is a contrast. A wholesome tongue is the tree of life, and the diversion or the perversion of it is the broken spirit. Is the opposite. Here we're translating a salafba, someone that doesn't speak properly. Then shever ruach, he should break his own spirit. He should humble himself. To pervert.
Change the word.
Right. Ravacha v'Rabbi Chanina. Yeah?
What if the person you're talking about, if they hear like down the line, and they get embarrassed?
Of the lashon hara?
Yeah.
Oh, so we're going to discuss that in a minute. It's interesting. We're going to touch on that. Ravacha bar Rabbi Chanina Aimer. Ravacha bar Rabbi Chanina says, Siper ein like takana. If it's spoken, he has no rectification. Shekvar karsoi David beruach hakodesh. David already cut him off with his Holy Spirit. Shneimar yachris Hashem kol sifsei chalakos lashon medaberes gedolos. Hashem should cut off all of the sifsei chalakos. I guess means the smooth talk. Those that speak with big things, referring to lashon hara. Alamata kanase. So then, what should someone do if he's already spoken lashon hara? I'm sorry. If he spoke already, there's no solution. So what should someone do not to come to speak lashon hara in the first place? Alamata kanase shleyavel de lashon hara. What should he come not to speak lashon hara? Im talmid chacham hu. If he's a student of Torah, yasik b'Torah, then he should toil in Torah. In ma'amaretzu, and if he's an amaretz, if he's a man of the earth, then yashpal daite, then he should just lower his ego. Shnemar b'silaf perverseness, shever ruach, is the broken spirit. Originally it was the wound to the spirit. That's the original.
That's interesting because now you can go back to the pasuk we were talking about, where Hashem said there's no room for Yomi, and include both lashon hara and gaiva. So if he removes the gaiva, he removes the lashon hara.
Very interesting.
Because they're both in the same place.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I had one of my Rosh Hashivas said there was politics going on. So he said that he had a chavrusa when he was in yeshiva that was from a different Hasidic group that was in an argument with him, with his family. He said, we never discussed it. He said, because it wasn't negayah to this taisvus or to this taisvus. So that's what the Gemara is saying. You occupy yourself in Torah, it saves you from all of the... Tana debei Rabbi Shmuel. It's taught in the house of Rabbi Shmuel. Kol ha'mesaper lashon hara, anyone that speaks lashon hara, magdil avainas. He increases his sins, k'neged shalish aveiros, corresponding to the three cardinal sins. Aveidas kechavim gilei arayos v'shvichas damim. Idolatry, adultery, and murder. Ksiv hacha, over here it says lashon medaberes gedolos, they speak great things, which is referring to lashon hara. Ksiv ba'aveidas kechavim, and it says by idolatry, the people have done a great sin by the egel. Begili arayis ksiv, by adultery it says ve'ich esara gedola azos. This is Yosef telling the wife of Potiphar, how could I do this terrible evil? And so it uses the word gedola, which that's the word that's used for lashon hara. Shvichas dam ksiv gadol avayim minasai. This is what Cain said to God. My sin is too great to bear. So, the Gemara says, 1 second. Lashon hara, it says gedolos. Gedolos is a plural. So it's corresponding to a plural of gedolos, of big things. But gedolos eimatarti, maybe it's only two of them. Maybe it's only avodah zarah and gilei arayos. Who says it's corresponding to shvichas damim? Or maybe it's shvichas damim and gilei arayos. Who says it's avodah? Right, 2 out of the 3. The Gemara says, "Haminaya mapka." If you can't take out one of them, then it's corresponding to all 3. Notice we don't have any one that's more relevant than the other ones. The Rava Amri in Eretz Yisrael, they said, listen to this Gemara, because it's brought in the Hayom Yom from the Baal Shem Tov, that the Baal Shem Tov learned it a certain way. Lashon Tlisai, a third tongue, Katal Tlisai, it kills 3. Hayrig Lemesaprai, it kills the one that said it over, Lemekablai, the one that received it, Ula Imrai, and the one that said it. So, apparently, the 3 over here are the original one that said it, then the one that goes and spreads it around to everyone else, and also the one that, because it was told over to one person, to an individual. That person went and revealed it to everyone else. There was someone that put it on the web. And then there's the one that received it, that listened to it. The one that it's about isn't really said in this Gemara. However,
so this is a different type from the way we usually learn.
So what does it mean lashon tlisai?
Right, because the other way is the three people are killed because the person who's telling lashon hara is talking about Reuven and Shimon. So Reuven and Shimon find out each one wants to kill each other. All right? And then the Go Adam comes back after the talebearer of the Lashon Hara to
say
kill
that
him.
again. Because Rashi's learning like that. Say that again. Someone says over what?
Oh, Reuven did such and such to Shimon.
Okay.
Shimon, then finds out about this. He says, "Oh my God, Reuven, said that or did this to me or whatever, stole money from me." He wants to go and kill Reuven. In the meantime, Reuven finds out Shimon's going to kill him. He goes and kills Shimon. They each kill each other. Then the Go Adam of one of those guys comes back to the guy who told the story.
That's how Rashi's learning. Rashi learns it like that.
Maybe not.
Rashi learns it like that. Here, the Rabbeinu Gershon says that the tongue of three is that the person that heard it from one person, and he says it over to someone else. Those are the three people. The Marsha says that lashon tlisai. Why is it called the third tongue? Because it corresponds to the three sins. That's the lashon tlisai. Avodah Zarah, that was in the previous Gemara. This lashon tlisai, this is the tongue. The tongue that's corresponding to those three sins. So we have the tongue that's corresponding to the three sins, or to the three people, and it kills three. In the Hayom Yom, it meant that it kills the person that it was spoken about, because when you say something about someone, it has an effect on if you say so and so is such a type of person, it actually influences the way that person is. So if you say something negative about him, the words actually influence him. Okay. Amar Rab Chama Bar Chanina. Rab Chama Bar Chanina says, "My Ksiv, Mavis v'chaim biyad lashon." The death and life is in the hands of the tongue. V'chiyesh yad lashon. Does the tongue have a hand? So an artist would have to draw this. Lay malach. This teaches you ma yad memisa. Just like the hand kills, af lashon memisa. Also the tongue kills. If the hand only kills, but it's very close to it, it has to be very, right there, right up front. Also, the tongue only kills what's close to it. Talmud Laimar, the pasuk says, no, the tongue is like an arrow. Go a distance. Just like the arrow goes even further, 45 amas, or 40 and 50 amas, 40 or 50 amas. Also, the tongue can kill 40 and 50 amas away. So Talmud Laimar, or maybe only 40 and 50 amas. The pasuk says, "Shasu b'shamayim piyam u'l'shein talech ba'aretz," that they put their mouth in the heavens and their tongue walks on the earth. Yeah, this is like sort of like historically. It started off that the tongue only kills up close, and then as the travel got better, it started to kill 40 and 50 amas away. And then with the internet, it kills across the earth.
Yeah, not like that. You could say like launch the missile.
Right. Right. Very good. Once it says that they put their mouth in the heavens, so why does it have to say that it's an arrow? It goes much further than an arrow. Hakamash Malan, it comes to tell us the katal kechetz, that it kills like an arrow. Once it says that it kills like an arrow, their tongue is like sharp arrows. So why does it have to say that life and death is in the hands of the tongue? It says, look at the Rava. Because Rava says, the Marava, the boy chayim belishne. Someone wants life, he uses his tongue. Rashi says that means that he studies Torah. The boy misa, if he wants death, he's asking for death, maybe. Belishne is with his tongue. The Medrash has this thing with the king that wanted milk from a lion. Remember this Medrash? He was sick. He needed milk from a lioness.
So every single day.
So he said, I need 10 goats. And when Mendy and the Golem, Rabbi Estrin's father wrote the story, and he had a comic book, Mendy and the Golem. Remember the comic? So over there he says, I need 10 goats and a dime. So he said, what's the 10 goats I get? You're going to feed it to the... But what's the dime for? He says, I want to call the Rebbe for a bracha. that's when they had payphones, right? So he takes the 10 goats, and every day he feeds the lioness a goat, and he can walk closer a little bit every day until finally he's able to milk the lioness, and he gets the milk. On the way back, he has a dream that all the limbs of his body are arguing who was the one that got the milk. The feet said it was me, the hands said it was me, the eyes said it, everything, and the mouth said it's me. He said, what are you talking about? You have nothing to do with this. He says, wait till tomorrow. So the next day, in front of the king, he says, I brought you the milk of a dog. So they said, what? You're embarrassing me? Take him out to get killed. We don't want to see this guy. So on the way out, all the limbs are arguing again. He said, what did you do? So he says, okay, I can fix it. So he calls over the guard. He says, I need to explain to the king. He goes back. He says, in our country, a lioness is called a dog. That's the word that we use for it's really milk from a lioness. So he said, okay, we'll try it. He drank it and he got better. So it says the life and death is in the hands of the tongue. That's the... Okay. Give an example